Two hotels in Durban are at loggerheads with the eThekwini Municipality over a lease agreement which is due to end in 2025. The Southern Sun, Elangeni and Maharani hotels, located on the Golden Mile of the city, have been paying 1,250 rands rental to the municipality as per an agreement which was reached in 1965. SABC's News' reporter Mlondi Radebe has more for us.
Two landmark hotels in eThekwini on the beachfront, Elangeni as well as Maharani. Their lease agreement is expiring on 2025. So the eThekwini municipality is calling on the bidders to bid for this space. I'll just rope in the head of real estate in eThekwini, Thapelo. Thapelo, briefly, thank you very much for your time. Briefly, if you can just tell us about the lease agreement between eThekwini and these two hotels in the beachfront.
Well, that lease is expiring in 2025 and as required by Section 217 of the Constitution, read together with Section 14.5 of the Municipal Finance Management Act, which requires that when we then lease council properties, we must follow a process that is fair, equitable, transparent and competitive. We've taken that out on tender, requesting proposals from the private sector for the redevelopment of that property because the lease is expiring in 2025. It's not the only property, by the way. We have 9 properties currently out on the beachfront, including Elangeni and Maharani, as well as their own Falun site. So what the process we're undertaking is in line with those two provisions I've mentioned, being Section 217 as well as Section 14.5 of the MFMA.
If you can just tell us more about this lease agreement. How long was the lease agreement between the eThekwini and these two hotels, and how much were they paying to the municipality?
The lease started in 1965 when the laws were completely different from what they are today. I think the history of this country when it comes to land ownership and how apartheid government passed laws that excluded blacks in general from participating is well documented. That lease started in 1965. It is expiring in 2025. And by implication, because the leases were entered into in 1965, the current rentals being payable are not in line with the market-related rental that MFMA requires us that when we then lease properties, we must do so at market-related rentals. So I can confirm that the current rentals are not market-related rentals.
There's a report saying that the municipality want to take that place to be a student accommodation. What do you say in relation to that?
That's not true. I mean, if you read the tender document, which by the way is available for free on our website, we are very clear that we are specifically looking for an international hotel operator who has a 4-star hotels in their property portfolio. Secondly, we will only entertain proposals that are proposing a 4- or 5-star hotel. So if you do not meet those two requirements, you are automatically disqualified and we will not evaluate your bid any further.
When is the bidding starting and when are you guys completing the bidding?
The RFP was issued on the 10th of November and it is due to close on the 8th of March 2024.
There were any basically discussions between the two parties to try and basically renew the lease?
There were discussions, but we could not proceed because had we then proceeded and renewed, we would have been in contravention of Section 217 and 14.5 of MFMA, which then requires that process must be fair, equitable, transparent and competitive. So if we're renewing, I don't think we can then say that process was competitive, nor was it even fair to other potential bidders as well.
Thapelo, you mentioned that these are not the only properties that are basically renewing the lease. What is the purpose of the municipality? What are the terms and conditions in relation to the new tenants?
The beachfront is very key to the municipality's tourism industry. Now, the consideration in terms of then entering into new leases, we have to obviously comply with the said regulations, and that's why we've taken 9 of them for redevelopment. The lease conditions are specifically looking for redevelopment because we want to modernize the Durban beachfront. If you were to take a walk about currently, some of the buildings there you can see are very old. So we are specifically looking for new buildings altogether that is going to enhance our tourism experience and actually make our beachfront much more modern and marketable, which then will in turn attract tourists to our city.